Welcome, welcome. I'm Will, the Nerdy Nerf Herder. Sorry for the little screw up on the title there for a moment. We're building in Pokopia tonight, so sorry for a bit of a late start. Alrighty. I got involved with the event that just went live today, so I've been running around visiting all my Pokemon and getting them fed and all kinds of fun stuff. Alright, let's free up some inventory room here. I need this. Alright. So, first things first, the way the event is structured, you're going to wander around and you're going to find Pokemon with requests. You're going to give them a wish ticket that Jirachi gave you the recipe for. And then once you do their request, you go back to them, give them the item or whatever it is that they need. And then they'll give you a sparkling wish ticket, which is then a 1-for-1 trade in your Pokemon centers for any of these items. Now, this star wall decoration does give you 10 with it, and the cloud cannon has a special fireworks animation. So that is something I want to note. This also looks really nice placed on top of the cloud table. Otherwise, it's like a floor stand makeup kit. So, like, if you're used to the other, like the luxury makeup stands and whatnot, and the antique one and the cute one, you want to put this on a table to get the same height effect. Another reminder, if you talk to Jirachi, time to close up shop in case you wanted to move or swap out your Pokemon centers. Alrighty, kind of jump in right where I'm at here. So we've been running around. I've been running around getting some stuff done. We need our good friends. Alright, this is my construction crew. And we're going to take them to our project site, which is also where we're building today. Of course, this is my pallet town. Prefabs are still useful. You can only have so many Pokemon loaded in at once, so having built homes yeah, it helps reduce the load capacity if you put the Pokemon you don't want spawning in them. So don't be afraid to use your prefab homes and bring along Smearguru and dye them so that way you can make them fit in with your world. I have not gotten into Deltarune. I have been told I need to give it a look-see, though. Alrighty. Ooh, piece of candy. So now as I attempt to get just that one block highlighted. So yeah, I've got a lot of stuff in my inventory here. But it'll all make sense here. So we got the museum, then we've got our bookshop, and I was originally thinking we'll start building our little like food vendor stalls here. But instead I started building this, and I want to continue on it. And this will be our resort campground, camp store, and /camp office. So, but what we're doing here is get these two assigned. And they're going to build some furnaces in here so that way I've got that power structure going. Alright. Thankfully, I've already kind of dyed what I need. So I can start putting the roof up here. As well as the windows. Get those in place. So I've already got one set of windows in place, and you'll kind of get to see the effect that I'm going for with them here. Alrighty. So above the windows, on this level, these, when I counted it out, like I said, I've heard a lot of good things about Deltarune. I know some of my son's friends are into it. As a classic RPG fan, like I grew up playing things like Chrono Trigger is like my all-time favorite JRPG. I grew up I started playing Dungeons and Dragons on 2nd edition. And then finally, about the same time as when I got my PlayStation 2 and was able to start getting into Final Fantasy games and whatnot, and Chrono Trigger, and I also got into, of course, things like Fable and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. But, like, a majority of my childhood was tabletop games when I was with friends, and then it was JRPGs, and like I tried to get into Morrowind, could not get into it to save my life. But I had it, tried it. Now Skyrim I was able to get into, but Morrowind was just, the controls were too clunky. If that makes any sense. One of those, if it had controls a little bit smoother like Skyrim, I probably would have been fine, but as it was, even in Skyrim I played the stealth archer build, which I know is overused, but I forgot to put those over the doorway. But it got the job done. And I've been told that Deltarune has a lot of that same old school RPG adventure kind of games feel to it. So we're going to get the roofs taken care of first, and then we'll go on the inside and start decorating there. So we're getting really close to finishing off Pallet Town. And I figured once I'm done with Pallet Town, I'll do a fresh review, like, Pallet Town tour video. Sweet. Because, like, I know my very first Pokopia stream, I did a tour of Pallet Town for what I had then. And we have added so much since then. Alright, where did Mew run away to? Okay, Mew's on the other side of the building. So we'll assign Tankmaster. And then go fetch Mew. There we go. Alright. 60 units of power should be plenty for what I plan on building in this zone. Alright. Then I need, I think, right here. Don't tell me I forgot it. I did. Bummer. Okay. I had an oven with me, and I was going to use it to make a mock chimney right there above our furnace units. And left it in Withering Wasteland because somebody needed carrot bread. And I was like, oh, I'll just pop out my oven and make it. And then next thing I know, I've been gifted so many items. I have a full inventory and can't pick up my oven. So we'll make another one. Utilities. Bread oven. Ready. And then we'll take off over the volcano to the Haunted Mansion to get Chandelure to light it. Because I think Chandelure has a little better maneuverability than Charizard. Alrighty. Now to summon the ghosts. Okay, so this is kind of funny to me. Chandelure's asking for a sink. I originally had a sink in here, attached to this room. Where you could, right in here. This was originally a bathroom, before I turned it into like a spell room. All for the sake of making them happy. I took out the sink because too much water. So the fact that Chandelure is now asking for a sink is just hilarious to me. And I doubt the sink in the kitchen is close enough to count. I can try, though. Let's see. Where did you glitch Scout too. Alright, so we probably went up, but we'll check the other side of the wall here. In the library to make sure. Ah, there we go. Okay, yeah, not close enough to count. So, fortunately, if you place an item, then claim that you placed it with them, you should get your event ticket, and then you can lift that item back up, and they tend not to fuss, so... But we're not going to fool with that right now. We've got one floaty fire source, so we're good. Which, lighting the mausoleum was fun. Using both lamp pit and chandelure, rotating between the two of them, trying to get them to light everything. Half the time they wanted to go above ground and try to get to where the candles were. To the point where I ended up using the Magby statue and a pressure switch more often than I did the Pokemon. Which I guess we could have used our bridge, but... Perfect timing. Because that means they'll get out of our way. Alrighty. So this will count as an empty house, and it will have its own little, like, office and bedroom circumstances. But what I want, so we want to place it just a little higher. So one block higher. Yeah. Alrighty, that's all we needed that one for. Now let's lay some roof. Now, admittedly, if we went like one higher, we could probably get away with not seeing that at all, poke it out like that, and have it be more like it's stuck in to the side, but as it is, I think it looks just fine. Especially since our main view is going to be on the street level anyway. Just let me finish my roof. Alrighty. Alright. So we're going to start setting up our counter here for our camp store. Oh yeah, we'll do it like that. So we want it to be about 2 wide. And then I wanted to do... We'll put a stack up there. And obviously it's like, oh, you don't have electricity yet. Which reminds me, well, we'll definitely want to be putting our 2 blocks in here, so that way they're connected once we get power to stuff. Alright. So I got a variety of things that we could use. I figured one of the things we'll put on the wall here. And then we'll put these crates down. Put on top of it some berries. And this is just our usual... you know what? I don't like it like that. We'll do it the other way. Yeah, we'll go like that. Always like having our berry shells. Because every campground has some sort of, like, food section. And then... let's see here. I'm gonna put that there, kind of like it's meant to be like an events calendar for every campground, where they've got like crafts going at this time. We're gonna move it a little bit further away from the register. There we go. What do I want to do next? We've got some of these wooden tables here. Let's go ahead. Oh, bummer. It won't let us put them on the tables. Okay. That's okay. I have an idea for those. We'll come back to that. But since I don't plan on putting curtains up, we can do this. In fact, we're going to take away a couple of these, because I'm going to want to use them in the actual campground itself. And then we can put some of these cooking pots. And then lanterns. little kind of like book section, because like all the gift shops that I've been to with campgrounds, especially if they're like national park related, have like a section where it's got like books about various plants and animals found in the area, um, brochures for nearby attractions that you could drive to. So I was thinking having some of that would be a nice idea. We're going to come back to these. So I need to take a picture. I want to make some more fishing rods. Alright. So we're going to take a moment to step out here. I saw it. Where did it go? Alright. And we're going to take a picture of that as well so I can 3D print some more. And then... do that. Oops, if I grab the right one. I swear sometimes the controls just do not like me. There we go. That looks a little bit more like a camp bell. Alright. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and get these in place on the outside. And they'll serve as our little kind of like planters almost. Alright. I figured each window will do a different type of flower. And I may change my mind on what flowers I want where later. I'll go ahead and reuse these for now. If I want to, we can always change it. That's what I love about this game. Everything that we do, we can change easily. Admittedly, some stuff easier than others, but... Alright. We're going to stop that one there, and we're going to put... Let's see. Right about here, I think, is where we need to do our next. There we go. I think that makes it look a little bit more realistic to like how they always show the log cabins, camp stores, where they've got these big columns, a couple places around the store to help support the roof. Alright. Yep, that's how we'll do it. Alright, let's get some more lanterns. Nope. And then this, we're gonna put over here. I had a town map. And we're gonna place that right there. And then over here, several of the ones I've been to have like little arcades. So we're going to put those there to kind of serve that purpose. Alright, where are we at? Can't remember him. Sweet. Try to make sure we get them lined up. And I'll get those turned on later. Alright, they're all on the right lines. Yep. Okay. Cool. Alright. So we put some excavation tools because every time you have a fire, you should have a shovel to help put it out. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and stick a couple of these boxes here. Kind of serve as like a backstop. Then these. Are just going to go right there. So from here, I had considered putting this gate here. Which means I want to move this arcade machine. We'll put them there, up against the windows. To kind of make that a little bit easier access. Is there anything else that I want to put? Just some life pieces. Spruce it up a little bit. And then for this pillar, we're just going to face it like that. It's kind of like another brochure stand situation. And then, let's see here. In fact, let's get rid of 2 of these. And go ahead and just make these full-on bookcase walls. There. And then we'll do 2 crates here. No, we're not going to do the crates there. I know what we're going to do there. Let's see if it will work first. We'll just go ahead and we'll toss a couple of these shares right here. Warp back home to our storage unit. Which anytime I'm doing a build, if you're doing a larger build, I highly recommend putting your ditto flag next to your storage. Alright, so we need my special wall blocks. There we go. And then with the antique table, we're going to make 2 more. And then we're going to find our painter. As per usual, asleep. We're going to get this back to our default. And then we'll go ahead and we'll do it for all 4 of them into the darker brown color. And I'm not sure if these will work for what I want, but we're going to give it a shot. So just to check it. Alright, so that's not going to work like that. Okay. Yay, carrots. And I'm probably going to extend the roof out to these, but I'm not positive yet. There we go, that looks a little better. We'll do it like that. Got a 4th telescope somewhere. And then let's see if we can get our floating bag in. like, I wish we could set these on top of stuff. Cause, like, that would be perfect for, like, setting up a sleeping bag. For, like... But, no. Ooh, wait a minute. I have an idea. Just thought of this sooner, but... Let's go ahead and place one on the ground. Bridge planks. Let's see if we can place one on the bridge planks. Alright, so now that we know that will work, we're going to use the bridge planks on this level, then place our sleeping bag and go up. But I think that will look a little neater. I can't believe it allowed us to put it on top of those bookcases. Well, we'll do that then. And I'll get us one more. Alright. So, one more of these blocks. And our camp store is coming together. So we're going to put a couple crates over here. I'm thinking we're going to get a desk and a computer and like an office cabinet. I think if there's anything else we need. Let's see. Let's go ahead and make like 3 of those. All right. We're gonna do that one instead. Clean up some inventory room here. Because then we're gonna, because we've pretty much got everything here on that part of the building done. Gonna hold on to these. Go ahead and put those away. I imagine we probably should have put away these. So for our behind the counter chair, we'll want that. And we've got these wooden tables. I don't think we're going to use those. We'll use these this antique table. We could use that antique table as a desk, but I think we've got this study desk. If we do it dark brown, it will look better. Office cabinet. So we're gonna go ahead. Like, part of me wants to use the log bed because we're gonna put an overnight, like camp ranger kind of cabin in with our stand there. So the debate I have is the log bed. We'll grab 2 of these plain chairs. We'll grab those wooden table back because it will be useful in that room. We needed our computer. And then let's see here. Those bikes would be useful outside. Grubby notepad. Do I have... Nope, I do not have a regular notepad. We'll take a first aid kit. Newspaper. Let's see if there's any other items that would be useful for what I'm wanting to... the effects I'm wanting. We'll get a second desk. Just in case we have the space. Alright. And then lighting for the room. You are not supposed to be in here. I'll think on the lighting. I'm not sure if I want to commit to that yet. We'll go ahead and grab the sink so I can get that wish ticket. Alright. And then if we get rid of this and substitute in these, we can make ourselves a bike rack. Everything's in its place. We're just going to hold on to some of these camping items because we'll put them in a chest closer to where we're working. Right, I already know I have one more in here. So... extending that ceiling. The right color. Yep. Okay. That's hilarious. I already had the right color. Don't need that door, and I don't need those more of those ropes. Alright, that frees up some room so we can actually work with the things we need to add to it. Alright, for our bed, I'm thinking we need to do... I'm trying to think. For the Ranger, I think the industrial bed is the one we want for our... If we're not using that log bed, we want the industrial bed for that. And then... notepad. And a pencil cup. We'll get a calendar for the wall. There's what I need. There we go. And do I have... Let's get some more Pokemetal. Because we're about to do some 3D printing. That's a little better on our space. Have all this food for the event. Hold on to those for now. And I'm not going to worry about painting stuff quite yet. We're going to get these 3D printers jobs done. So did I have any wish? Yes, 2 more. Sweet. So for the C-dot lamp, let's make 1. And then I wanted to make 2 more of the fishing rods. We'll go ahead and make 3. And then we're going to buy 2 more telescopes. Which, the fun thing about, with I think the exception of the cloud cannon, and maybe even the cloud cannon, all of these items can be dyed with Smear Guru. Which I suppose I could show off real quick, since everything's right here. Grab some fireworks, and we'll launch them out there. I know, fireworks in the rain doesn't seem right. We can fix that too. Let's make it sunny. Usually one of them's lurking around here. Alright. Let's see if we can pinpoint Flareon there. Alrighty. Flareon's gonna make it sunny for us. Oh, you want a wish token now. I think we have that soup. And that's what we call a win-win. I love that he gave us flowers. Flowers is my favorite thing to get from the Pokemon as gifts. I'm always looking for more flowers. Which, I mean, if you take one look at my flower bed clusters around the museum, you understand why. I just use so many of them. Are you trying to follow? I'm sorry. That's okay. We were done. Alright. So, if we do that. So we would still need a couple more. Okay. Either way, can we hide? We'll hide it later. So yeah, we've got more of those in the inventory. I think if we do that and connect it here, let's see how that looks. It may be... We just do this. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. I'll fix it up here in a little bit. So we got our desk. Let's check out our spacing. We're gonna get rid of these. And then we'll get our inventory sorted. We'll put our computer right there. And then we'll do desk like that. Place the office cabinet there. Yeah, I still don't like that. Okay. We'll set newspaper there. Office chair kind of right over here. That way we still have our counter where a Pokemon can set up shop. And then... yeah, I think doing the wall calendar there. First aid kit. And then we can just toss that plant right back in that corner. That won't look too bad. A few more telescopes out for sale. We'll go with that. Yeah. Not too bad. I feel like those are still a little bit goofy, so I may change how I did that. In fact, you know what? We're gonna just straight up change it. I think we can take these. Yeah, they're gonna be too high. But we can go ahead and see if they'll work on top of crates. Sweet. Bam. Yeah, I like that better for our camp store. Alrighty. So I suppose we should power this thing. Alright, that gets us power. Go ahead and put a clock back here. So we are going to have blinds there. So I want to go ahead and just do this for the table. And then we'll use that as a bed stand. That's my last one of those. Alright, we'll put that one there. That one there. I forgot to grab a plate. And then we'll put our toy sandbox there, because every Pokemon wants a toy in the room. Alright. like how that calendar clips that. First aid kit, go back up. I'm gonna put you there though. And then we'll do the calendar there. Yeah, I like that a little better. Yeah, we'll do them. I'll look up some inspiration for doing a bike thing, because I'm not liking how that's... Oh, well, that... Oh, that looks at least a little better, but... I'll play with that and figure that out. Alrighty. So now to figure out... So first thing I usually do is try to hide something. So that's a good sign. But did it work? Alright. We need to get closer. Because when we drop this down there, we want to hear that power-up sound. Which means we're not close enough. To be fair, I did make them probably higher than they should be. Back. We're gonna do that. And then we'll take one high to there. Because that will help us get some lamps that we can hang down from the ceiling. I apologize, I haven't seen... I just see one message from you... or in the chat, so... Alright. Back outside. Let's see if we can get that power moved over. That's what I want to hear. Yeah, I feel like I'm having trouble with the chats as of late. Like, I feel like there's been like a slight delay of some kind. So I apologize if I'm slow on seeing a message. Okay. So that's a thing. Alright. I'll have to figure that out. But I think that is as good of a stopping point as any right now. Alright. Alright, so they doubled our electrical items, but they did not double our transmitters. Alright, so now to show off these cannons, and then we'll call it a night there. So I'm just going to kind of quick rapid succession. So 1, 2. And that is the effect of the new cloud cannon on fireworks. Thank you for joining me. I'm Will, the Nerdy Nerf Herder, and I look forward to seeing you again. Take care.